Welcome to Softcore History.
What is up, guys? Welcome to Softcore History. I am your host for the week, Rob Fox. I am joined, as always, by my co-hosts, Jake Goldman and Dan Regester. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great, Rob.
Doesn't seem like it. You're not even drinking a Celsius today.
No.
Usually you at least have that. You don't drink any alcohol like me and Jake.
He had a decaf coffee when I came in.
Good Lord. What? I
like decaf coffee,
Are
actually.
you shaming me for not drinking on the podcast?
I'm just shaming you for, you just put weird things into your body, and I don't understand it.
He's like the healthiest one here.
Yeah, I don't get it.
What are you talking? It's decaf coffee. What a freak. It's like very relaxing.
That's useless. Just drink water. Just drink hot water.
No,
It's late
tastes
Sunday
like
night.
shit.
It's like we had to start at 7 o'clock, so we did the Patreon episode, so it's got to be around 9 o'clock now.
It's 8:30.
All right.
8:24.
By the time I put
Central
everything
time.
away, I set everything up. I break everything down. I'll get out of here at like 10:30.
Okay. What do you care? You got nothing to go home to. You're fine.
You just dunk on the man's lack of a family.
Just a dog.
It's called freedom.
Why are you doing this? Why are you coming so hot?
I didn't even
I'm
mean.
defending Dan right now.
I know. It's weird. I didn't even mean to. I just was, whatever. How are you doing?
Are you okay?
No.
Yeah, how are things at home,
Yeah,
Rob?
man, what's going on, dude?
They're not good. They're not good.
Like, no, dude, totally get married and have like multiple kids.
It's
great.
Oh, speaking of which, I got this fucking Christian propaganda in my fucking mailbox from this guy over here. He goes, oh, look at me and my child and my fertile wife. Happy holidays.
Well, no, I think it's a Merry Christmas.
You're right. It said the Merry Christmas.
Certainly, he didn't say Happy Holidays.
Did it burn your skin when you touched
I'd
it?
get oven mitts. Just get out of the envelope.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. On the first night of Hanukkah, I opened that up. Fuck you.
I don't think I got one.
Weird.
You certainly did not.
Was it on the list?
What? Jesus.
I didn't make the Christmas card list.
You don't give a shit about a Christmas card?
You don't want that just like underneath a pile of like discount tire ads
Right.
on his counter? Come on,
I want
man.
the option.
Yeah, maybe he has one fridge
I want to
magnet.
look at the family before I throw it in the trash.
Like, literally, you probably keep a fucking HEB coupon booklet longer than you would keep that Christmas card.
Use coupons. I'm not
I know
poor.
you don't use coupons. You would just be too lazy to throw it away. It would just sit out.
Well, it's just sitting in the mailbox.
Either
Because
way.
every time I get it, if it's not mail of an importance,
You
I
just
just
leave
leave it in there.
Fair enough. And that's why you didn't get a Christmas card. Because you would have seen that from me and been like, this is not of importance.
Have you ever gotten a letter from the the mailman, I guess you'd call him, postal service worker?
Like, please clear out your mailbox.
I've gotten one once. When we first moved into our home, we just didn't.
Sometimes I don't check the mail for a month.
Have you ever gotten one from them? They leave
No.
them for us sometimes because we have like a walk to the thing to
Yeah.
get it out.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Empty it.
Please. This is bullshit.
It won't
But like
fit.
most of the time, it's fucking like billing statements for things I've already paid for.
Mail's
I get-
stupid.
I get like double transaction statement shit. I'm like, I don't need this anymore, and they keep sending them anyway.
Mail is insane. But anyway, thank you for listening. Obviously, first and foremost, if you like this show, you should check out our Patreon, patreon.com/softcorehistory, where we have weekly bonus episodes on both audio and video and daily blogs from yours truly. All kinds of fun stuff like that. Probably, more content soon in the future. But for now, just a whole lot of content. $5 a month gets you, a good toilet read a day plus an extra episode a week.
You can also pay $100 a month if you want the For the Boys option, I believe it is.
No, it's soft for history, hard for the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. It's the same services.
But you just like us.
You just
like us more.
However, if you're not so committal, what we would really love you to do is go give the show a 5-star on iTunes or Spotify and leave a review if you could.
And on Patreon, there's another option where you can save $6 whole for the year if you sign up for the year.
Yeah,
$54
you pay up front for the year, which is like how much? $56?
54
That's like a $5 snack box on us.
Yeah.
plus tax. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of good options there. Definitely check it out. We appreciate it either way. Thank you for listening as always. Let's get into the show.
You don't want any small talk about our lives?
Oh well, we already
That time has passed.
We already figured out why you don't deserve a Christmas
It's
card.
very clear he doesn't care about your life whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, no card. Not his godfather. Okay.
What life?
Wow. Top rope. Top rope.
I'm just trying to justify the nightmare day I had.
Dan just
today.
gets in the truck after this. It's like fucking, just don't come over.
Yeah,
That's Dido's stupid.
Dido is dumb. Enya's the real new age queen.
Yeah. Sometimes we'd walk into my history teacher's room in high school, and they'd just be Enya playing, and the lights would
There's
be low.
always one teacher that has Enya playing.
Yeah.
And their supply closet smells really weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
It did.
Usually the art teacher, not the history teacher. Sounds like he had a cool one.
This was not a history teacher. This was an English teacher.
Definitely an English teacher move.
Yeah. It was, he was a goofy guy, I guess. He probably did smoke weed to Enya. Which is,
It's great music for smoking
I
weed.
guess
I
so.
think
You
that's
just,
the only
like,
thing you really.
just like traveling through the universe, fucking.
That's like the only thing you really should do. That's like the best music for smoking weed. Or I guess the other way around. If you're smoking weed, you might as well listen to it. Or if you're, no, I'm sorry. If you're listening to any, you might as well be smoking weed. I landed the plane.
Yeah, there you go.
Not quite.
I fucking nosedived that shit.
I appreciated you watching you work that math out in your head, though.
It's like, yeah, no, it was tough.
Yeah, you're like,
I was smoking some weed and listening to Enya earlier, so I got a little backwards.
But today, we have some breaking historical news that we're covering.
Oh, God, are you going to ruin my fucking night?
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
Sometimes you do that.
Certainly not yours.
Okay.
Maybe yours. Definitely mine. It has to do with Christianity, if you see what I'm...
Fucking always, dude. This is becoming a Christian history podcast.
It's just a Christian podcast.
I will say this. All your favorite Christmas songs are written by Jews, by the way.
Such as?
White Christmas.
It's not my favorite.
The most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah,
No.
well, great.
I'll
Rocking
pass.
around the Christmas tree.
Keep it.
You can... That's fine.
Holly Jolly Christmas.
They're still ours, the same way that the pyramids are still Egypt's.
Whatever. Just know, every single time you hear that song, a little bit comes back to us. Just a little bit.
Fall on your knees.
For what?
And rejoice.
For what? Is this something Christian that I'm supposed to...
Fall on your knees.
Oh, that's Jewish. We wrote that.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I
No, we wrote a lot of them. Though.
That's fine, though. You can write Christmas songs, build the pyramids. It's still, we're the ones still getting the credit for it.
You get nothing.
No. I take all Christian dubs across the world.
Plus, music in general. Most artists don't write their own songs.
It's most of the time Swedes or Jews.
Swedes? Oh, for pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They crush pop.
Yeah, that's probably true.
No, it's very true. It's insane.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because when you hear like a Swedish pop artist who's like only big in Sweden, it just sounds like something from 20 years in the future.
You're like, what are they up to?
Right.
And then it just trickles down.
Yeah.
It's like high fashion in Italy. It's like, oh, what the fuck? And then it becomes more rounded out.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, that's what people wear now. Yeah.
Yep. That is Swedish music.
Yeah, 1,000%.
But yeah, we have a bit of breaking historical news. I kind of found this out, I think, a little bit last year, but in terms of history, 6-8 months ago, it's nothing. We have found the lost tomb of Santa Claus.
What?
We have found Santa's tomb.
Okay, so for anyone with kids listening, which you shouldn't be doing.
You're in the car with kids.
Sorry to break it to you.
Ladies
Santa's
and
dead.
gentlemen, we got him.
Fucking terrorist. Largest home invader in the history of the earth.
Now, we're talking about Santa Claus?
Sinterklaas.
Sinterklaas?
Sinterklaas. We're talking about Saint Nicholas of
Turkey.
Turkey, yeah, which was Greek back then. It wasn't called Turkey till the Turks got there, which plays a role in this story. Yes, they have found the original resting place of Saint Nicholas in what is modern day called Demre, Turkey, which is on the Mediterranean, the southern coast of Turkey on the Mediterranean. Saint Nicholas, who was a Greek Christian from a wealthy family, was a bishop in Asia Minor, Turkey, in the Roman Empire until his death in 343 AD. He was buried beneath a church in Demra, then called Myra, where he laid undisturbed until now, just now.
Wait, we opened up Santa's tomb?
Well, no,
Oh no.
You put that back.
Yeah.
Put it back.
we did not.
It's like
Oh, we might be.
did Brendan Fraser open it up? And all of a sudden,
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
It's like instead of reading from the Book of the Dead, you read from the Naughty Nice list, and then Santa's like,
Jeremiah Smith.
yeah,
The
Oh,
Mummy
no.
4.
Santa's just rotting corpse, just like out of the fucking sarcophagus. Well, so he was buried underneath the church until the Schism of 1054
Mm-hmm.
and the conquest of Asia Minor by the Turks in 1071. After the Eastern and Western churches split, and then the Turks grabbed Asia Minor from the Eastern Roman Empire, Christians became concerned about the bones of old Saint Nick, who at that point had been dead for about 750 years.
It's amazing they remembered he was there.
Well, it is because he wasn't big yet.
So how'd they know, like, oh, man, like,
Well,
What's
some
up with
people
Saint
knew.
Nick?
Some people knew, and some people were especially into.
I'm sure, like,
There were different like saint cults.
oh, okay. I'm sure there was, like, some custodians of just that history, too.
There
as
were.
Well. Yeah.
There were.
So that makes sense.
So, in 1087, in the spring of 1087, some Italian sailors were like, "We can't just let Saint Nicholas's bones live in Muslim lands.
They're
Right.
drunk as shit. I
Yeah.
guarantee you they're drunk during this
We
conversation.
can't do that." So they
We
sailed.
simply will not stand for it.
No.
No.
So they sailed to Myra, and
Sacked the city.
no, there wasn't enough to do that. It was more like a panty raid, except for Santa's bones.
A Bone Raid. The fourth studio album from Ladder of Bones. Bone Raid. We got a lot of Ladder of Bones albums.
We do. So they pull into port, make their way through the city, bust into this church, which is now a quote unquote Greek Orthodox church, and the Greek Orthodox monks in the church try to stop the sailors, but to no avail. The sailors were also worried that the townspeople would find out what they were up to and fuck them up, and they were worried that perhaps Saint Nicholas himself would show up and be and mess them up.
Oh no! Like descend from the heavens?
Literally, yes.
Is that a sincere worry for people of this time?
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Has this happened
This is-
canonically?
When
The
Saint
11th
Nicholas-
century?
He's popped down before and
Yeah,
fired off a couple
Saint Nicholas will pop in from time to time.
posthumously.
Yep.
Posthumously.
Posthumously.
Yeah.
Yep.
He will. When? What are the other times he's popped down?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this fucking religion you guys believe in. It's so much fun.
I know it's way better than yours. I don't know why you don't just convert already.
Oh,
Like
come on.
I have that priest on speed dial to exercise.
You got
and
Jake yet?
baptize.
You
yeah.
got Jake yet?
Yeah, he texts me a lot. I think he just needs a friend. I'm like, we're gonna get Jake, but like I'm busy.
Ugh.
So you don't need to text me every day.
Right.
If I were to have to convert to one to save myself from, persecution, it would be Catholic.
It would be the easiest transition.
I'd be like, oh, this is full of nonsense and crazy shit I have to
And
do.
like weird or ornate like situations.
Weird languages.
Yeah.
Lots of like holy spaces. Cool.
Ancient, literally ancient.
Yeah,
It's true.
really old.
The fact that we caved and now our masses are in English.
It should
The
always
travesty.
be fun.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't scare the children enough.
No.
You need a priest to be like Dominus Spiritus Sanctus.
Righteous Dominus. Yeah.
My mom would be like, I miss Latin Mass. And I think the Santa Claus, so it's in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. It's in nomine Patre,
Nice one.
in nomine Patre, et Spiritus Sanctus.
You fucking mumbled through that
Yeah,
second
isn't
one.
it just
In nomine-
Boondock
no,
Saints?
it's in nomine Patre, et blah, 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 et Spiritus Sanctus. I don't know what the Son is.
It's not like Nino or
But it doesn't matter because he's facing the other way. He has his back to
Yeah,
you.
the priest also doesn't look at you in the old,
even better.
I know.
You can get off on a technicality. It's like, you don't know what I said, bro.
which I think is why it's harder for them to molest now because they're not negging the kids anymore.
And the kids are like, I want to know more.
Yeah, like the kids aren't as cute.
So wait, the whole mass, the priest faces the other way.
In the old pre-Vatican II, yeah. The priest faces the tabernacle.
I mean, that makes more sense, honestly. I mean, that's a lot of Judaism mirroring too. You face the tabernacle where the Torah is. It goes back and forth, but yeah, there's a lot of facing the other way in that too.
Yeah, I mean, they'll talk to the parish for like the homily and the readings, I think.
Sure.
But when they're doing
The procession,
the blessing of everything, and the gifts and stuff like that, yeah, it's all to the tabernacle and the cross and everything like that.
Sounds cool.
But the sailors, they were able to escape and take what was left of Santa's body, who had been a corpse, like I said, for 750 years, back to Bari, Italy. To this day, both the Turkish government and the Greek Orthodox Church consider the moving of the bones to be a theft, and they both want them back.
This is a little Santa custody dispute, huh?
It is. However, the town of Bari, Italy, and the Catholic Church have a pretty good counter-argument.
No.
Close.
Okay.
Pretty close. They say, the bones are cool here, actually, because St. Nicholas visited here one time and told everyone that this is where his bones would rest one day.
I'm sure they have some old scripture or something.
So that's the legend, is that St. Nicholas visited Bari, Italy, and was like, one day my bones will rest here. Which, by the way, that's not even saying he hoped his bones would be there. That's really just a prediction of the crime.
He is Santa.
Yeah.
He knew.
He knows he knows everyone who will ever be naughty in perpetuity.
So you think it's a crime that he's in Bari?
No, because he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good.
So be good. For Christ's sake.
For goodness, actually, for goodness sake makes no sense, because it's not for goodness sake if you're being good because he knows you're being good or not.
Right.
You're being good because he knows.
Well,
it's
no,
not for goodness sake.
You should be being good for the sake of being good.
Yeah, but never mind.
You just want rewards.
What's that?
It's really what it comes down to. You want a gift.
Yeah, that's what fucking the afterlife
How do you
is.
train a puppy? Right?
Give him treats.
Give him treats.
He goes outside. He poops. Give him a treat.
Give him a treat. Now he only poops outside.
Mm-hmm. Easiest way to do it.
Fucking boom. Santa. Boom. Training your kids.
Now, what you don't do, Jake, is when your dog's barking at somebody that comes in the house, reward them with a treat. You don't do that.
Oh no, we've switched from this. We no longer do that. It has worked magically.
You're evolving. Yes.
Yeah, no, it's a lot better now.
He's like, I'm good. You want me to murder them?
Yes. Do it.
Here, take this. Yes, murder
But
them.
sometimes it's nice to have a dog with a little edge.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if someone's breaking in.
If it's Rob's baby, bites the baby, maybe you slide him a bone.
He does like to taste my baby.
He tastes the baby. He licks the baby.
Yeah.
He does not bite the baby.
Well, I think he's treating my baby like a Tootsie Pop.
Yeah, how many licks to the center of Rob's
His
child?
skin's so new, it's going to just lick right off.
And then once he gets to the brain, then you chomp.
Yeah.
Once you've licked through the skin and skull, and it's just soft brain.
Yeah, I would still give Wheeler a treat.
But he's full on brain. That's just irresponsible.
No.
You're going to make your dog diabetic.
It's wafer thin. Just a little treat. Just for being a good boy.
Like, good boy.
Right.
Today, most of St. Nicholas's body, allegedly, rests in the Basilica.
Why are you saying allegedly?
We'll get to that. Di San Nicola in Bari, Italy.
I want to believe.
So, I said most. Most.
Sorry, worst family vacation, St. Nicholas's grave.
I would go. Oh, it sounds fun.
Santa's grave.
Santa's grave. Santa's tomb.
Wait.
Really.
I know this has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now, but when Tim Allen murders Santa in the Santa Claus,
Yep.
what happens to the body?
Oh, the elves cleaned it up. There was a cleanup crew.
There was?
Yeah.
Because he's like just in his front yard.
Yeah.
Just the corpse.
There's a cleanup crew.
The elves have cleaned up a lot for Santa in the past.
They cover up a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're kind of the doers.
Okay, I didn't know if they kind of gloss over that.
That's my wife's favorite Christmas movie, and I refuse to watch it with her because it's so bad.
My wife also likes the Tim Allen Santa
What
Claus.
you only like the Santa Claus 3?
Yeah, with Martin Short. He really kind of, it's more my
Tied everything together.
speed of
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that or Jingle All the Way. Like, I'll watch the shit out of Home Alone,
What do you hate, Arnold?
Muppet Christmas Carol. It's just not that good of a movie. I don't know.
I'm actually a huge fan of Four Christmases right now.
Everyone is. It's
I like that
fine.
movie.
It's fine.
What? You know what's the best Christmas movie?
Die Hard.
Just Friends.
Just Friends is great.
Just Friends
I
is
agree. Tops.
Genuinely hilarious.
It's
like,
a tops Christmas movie.
it's one of the, man, that's the type of comedy they used to make where it's like you would see a previews for it and be like, that looks like the worst fucking thing I've ever seen. And then you'd catch it on like HBO and you'd be like dying laughing.
I saw that shit in theaters, homie. It was great.
So my version of that is Euro Trip.
Also criminally underrated. That's
Yeah.
a great
No,
movie.
But you see the preview-
it's not underrated. I feel like it's very properly rated
Only because of Scotty doesn't know.
because it's Matt Damon.
Yeah. But you saw
So
the
good.
previews for that. I remember seeing the previews for it and thinking it was just going to be terrible.
No, I wasn't old enough yet to think that would be bad.
That was my senior year in high school. And
Yeah, my pen pal Mike. Mika?
so fucking good. I remember just like crying laughing in the theaters. I mean, like, how is this movie this good?
Yeah, they were boning inside a confessional.
Well, that and they like this brother and sister hooking up.
Yeah.
I just like when they wake
I think
up.
they're
with
twins, technically.
Yeah, they're the twins hooking up.
the Manchester United fans they get stuck with. It's like these guys curse on just a different level than us.
And like being like loaded with like 80 cents in Eastern Europe.
But yeah,
Oh yeah, the conversion rate.
Yeah.
Eating like
Just
lobster.
Friends, Christmas movie.
It is. It's fully a Christmas movie.
It's 1,000%
It's
a
like
Christmas movie.
undebatably a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And really good.
I like it a lot. Also, Eyes Wide Shut, great Christmas movie.
Is it? Never seen it.
It takes place around Christmas.
Okay.
Around Christmas.
I like that.
And like Sex Cults.
Yeah, it's
Sex
very
Cults probably are in full swing Christmas time.
Saturnalia.
Yeah, there you go. Listen to that
It's the
episode.
history of Christmas.
A couple years ago.
Smashing into your neighbor's house, banging his wife, and if he refuses, destroying his house.
Yeah.
Even more.
Than you already have. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, it can get so much worse for you.
Dude,
Just let me bang your wife, or it'll get worse. Like, let me fuck your wife, or it'll get worse.
It's not a
I don't
fun-
know. It's fucking my wife sounds like it's gonna get. That
Sounds
makes
like
it a
that's
lot worse.
the worst thing.
Yeah.
Seems like a hostage negotiation.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
just break my piano. I guess. Like,
destroy the
fuck,
house,
man.
yeah.
Just good lord. Just don't fuck my wife.
Oh, we're still gonna do that.
And by the way, I can't consent for her. Well, I guess maybe I can depending on the year, but I feel like again, just break the piano.
Yeah, some guy tried to tell me about Saturnalia the other day while I was buying liquor at Total Wine. He's like, actually, Christmas was. I was like, dude, I fucking know. Like, we're not doing this right now.
I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
So when I say that most
Seemed
of,
like a perfect opportunity to, do some word of mouth marketing
yeah.
for the podcast.
Oh, I actually
But he probably listens to us.
don't even say you're on it. Be like, oh, dude, there's this great podcast I know about that did Saturday.
I should do. Yeah, I'm gonna do that from now on.
You
so I don't
should
have to say
do
I'm on it.
that.
Yeah. I normally do plug.
Don't even plug your. Don't be like, yeah, I'm on it. Just be like, oh, no,
I've
just
never
heard of this
not
great show.
plugged it with myself being a part of it. So I'm
It's
actually
so
gonna
much
start.
easier
I'm
to
gonna
plug
start
it, yeah.
doing that. Yeah, that's really smart.
Think, oh, there's this funny podcast I know about.
Yeah. Ooh, sneaky plugs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then they'll recognize your voice and be like, that rascal.
that's right. Whenever I go on a first date too, I play myself
What?
as we're driving to the restaurant or
Put
bar.
the episode on.
Oh,
Put the episode on.
I gotta
You
find a
should
time
pretend
stamp.
like it's the radio, even though it's obviously not. You're like, oh, they're playing my show on the radio again.
Sirius XM. You know?
Yeah. Oh, boy. I didn't think it was on right now. Sorry. I'll change the channel. Oops.
Oopsie.
So when I say most of St. Nicholas's body rests in Bari, Italy, that's because it is only most.
Was he headless?
I think they got the head, but there are parts of the head they redistributed.
Oh no.
But before even that happened, you see, when the Italian sailors stole Santa's remains, they really only had time to grab the important stuff: skull, femur, rib cage, pelvis, so on. So they basically like ran into his tomb the way you see videos of like mobs running in and robbing a Walgreens in like San Francisco or something.
Little smash and grab.
Right. It was literally a smash and grab. You don't have time to just like archaeologically
no.
dust up every bone.
You're getting the expensive pieces.
Right.
Yeah.
This is also, you said, the 11th century, right?
Yes.
So I don't think they were brushing bones off to begin with.
Nope. So there were a lot of smaller bones left behind. During the First Crusade, in 1100, a fleet of Venetian ships passed Myra on the way to the Holy Land. The bishop who was sailing with them was like, oh, fuck, we passed Myra? And ordered the fleet to turn around and go anchor in the city.
Nice.
Because he wanted to get the rest of St. Nick's bones.
I got some bones to pick.
Yeah. He was like, I kind of heard that there's still some bones left from St. Nicholas. And I don't want it in dirty Greek Orthodox or Muslim hands.
I mean, it checks out.
Is body continuity big in Catholicism for burial?
You fool.
Just wait till the rest of this episode.
Okay.
Because no.
Okay.
No.
Then why are the bones that big of a deal anyway?
Well, you get relics.
Right.
Okay.
No, body continuity is not, no one cares at all. It's body distribution.
Yes.
Oh,
you
okay.
can distribute that bone a million times over.
Okay.
To the point where there aren't just, so like most churches have some relic of a saint in them,
Yeah.
which means a fucking bone of a human being that
Right.
has been canonized.
Well, it's kind of like, you know, when you collect baseball cards and they have the jersey cards where it's like a piece of his jerseys inside the card.
Oh, no, I didn't even know about
We have that for saints.
Ooh.
And there's
so you got like little tiny bone fragments and stuff?
And then they also will loan out more impressive relics to churches for a while.
Nice.
So it'll be like for 5 years, you know, like Saint whatever cathedral will have, you know, like Saint Anthony's femur.
So all this bone talk's really getting me excited to eventually convert.
Yo, you're going to love it.
It's so metal.
You're going to love it.
And then
great.
some churches, they'll have a saint or two that is just fully underneath a tabernacle
Some
or
churches
something.
are hardcore, are lucky like that, and they will have a straight up. Or
Because I've talked about this on a field trip in elementary school. We went to one of the churches in Philly that had, I believe, St. John Newman.
The whole one.
Yeah. His face is all fucked up, so it's like a wax face over top of his corpse. But the rest of his body is his body.
Damn.
Newman, by the way, is what every fucking Catholic church and college campus is named after. The Newman Center.
Oh, yeah, we've talked about that too.
Yeah, we have.
Newman College also. And
There's also, I mean, it's not just
Philly.
guys too. Like, there's some churches with like female saints, like fully, like there, like yeah, it's wild.
it's where I go to 76ers camp every summer.
We are a very macabre religion.
It's good. I like it.
It's fun.
That's
I think
checking boxes.
Yeah, right?
There's history there.
you would love
yeah.
being Catholic.
Oh, man. I've done a lot of Catholic stuff, so that makes sense. I had to go up there all, don't do the wafer at me.
bless me.
Please, give me, I want a free blessing.
Yeah, but I mean, the candles is a nice blessing, like the St. Blaise blessing.
Blaze it.
No, they just put the two candles under your throat.
Oh,
The
this one?
Feast of St. Blaise, where they put the candles to your throat.
Yeah, of course I don't know that.
Did you know that?
I mean, I knew it after you told me it because I've heard you guys talk about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when you go to Catholic school and you have to go to Mass 3 times a week, not including Sunday, you really get to celebrate a lot of the feast days.
Yeah, it's so a kid in like grade school or whatever doesn't choke on his Uncrustable.
Yeah.
You got so many little people and things for everything. Like, you got, like, the dude that
We
helps you
have
find
our
your
bases
keys.
covered. Yeah.
It was fucked up, though, because when I would serve that Mass, the priest would walk into the back and be like, hey, those kids gonna be choking on something, though.
Am I right?
No. And I'd be like, I'd do that, you know, cheesy comedy line. I'd be like, I'm right here. And then they'd fuck me.
This week on the Foxhole.
Yeah. They'd just fucking penetrate me. It was pretty cool. Anyway, so obviously the bishop ordered the soldiers to seize the rest of St. Nick's bones. Again, the monks were there being like, please don't steal Santa's bones.
These
Like, just like last time, they're like, come on.
there are Santa bones.
There's Santa's bones, man. There's not even that much left. And obviously the soldiers and bishop did not listen. So the rest of the bones were taken back to San Nicolo al Lido Monastery in Venice. And, fun fact, don't know why this is a thing, at all. I did not get an elaboration, but it is said that every time the bones of Santa Claus in that Venice monastery are disturbed, someone dies.
Sick.
I can see the connection.
So why are we opening this tomb again? Why are we opening the tomb?
Why do we open any tomb?
Stop
Jake?
opening tombs. It's just dumb.
This should be universal. It doesn't have to be Catholic.
Just, hey, dead guy in there. Let him be.
Closed tombs 2023.
Just keep them shut.
Do we have our own like booby traps?
Catholic wise?
Yeah.
Thinking back to Indiana Jones, yes, I believe we did. Oh, we absolutely did. Remember? The end of Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade?
Mm-hmm.
First, he had to bow or get his head cut off. Then he had to spell out God in Latin, and if he stepped on the wrong stones. Yeah.
You had to spell Jehovah.
There's that. Also in
Jehovah, yes, yeah.
With an I or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's entire missions in Assassin's Creed, like 2, where you're going through the Vatican, just underneath the Vatican and stuff, and just jump through all this crazy shit.
I want to get in that secret library so bad.
I know.
Oh, if I could get
What's
in
down there?
What is down there?
Yeah.
What is down there?
What's in it?
What Galileo really discovered?
God.
The Earth is a cube. Shut up, dude.
It's an octagon?
It's
The
world's a fight, man.
A cube would be funny because it would like quasi-prove flat earthers, right?
Kind of.
Because if you're just on one side of the earth, you're like, it's fucking flat, man.
Yeah. There's just like a weird sailing route that's like,
Yeah.
flip. You gotta just round that corner.
Boats just flop
load,
over.
you load, so you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So yeah, I don't know why Santa kills someone every time his bones get shuffled.
He's fucking tired, dude.
But Santa, as we will find out in the rest of this episode, Santa is a particular man.
You don't say.
Yeah, a little persnickety.
Well, he is the patron saint of prostitutes.
And we will get to that as well. I will only to mention it really because we've talked about it before on this show, I believe. Haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of my episodes for Christmas.
It was either one of yours or one of mine.
Well, that's why stockings exist. I think
Yes.
it was mine.
For whores.
Well, no. So the way I will get to this real quick.
We've already
So
talked
what
about
happened is, so stockings exist because Saint Nicholas originally, people would leave their shoes out, and he would put gold coins on them. So it kind of just got moved to stockings or whatever.
Well, no, that's not the reason. There was a family where the dad was a single dad raising 3 daughters.
That's right.
And he was on the brink of having to move those kids into prostitution instead of him having to work harder for the money.
Right.
Because that's not a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So St. Nick heard about this, saw their stockings obviously hanging above the fireplace, threw some gold in there, made sure they weren't prostitutes.
He does put gold in shoes as well.
For sure. So, but like he shouldn't be the patron saint of prostitutes because he prevents them from going into
Right.
prostitution.
He's anti-sex work,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is
And that's real work.
And that's kind of problematic at this point.
cancel
Cancel
Christmas.
Santa.
Cancel Christmas.
Cancel Santa.
Yeah, cancel Santa.
He kills people every time he gets bothered.
Yeah, every time someone just like.
And he keeps saying ho ho ho, so he's slut shaming.
And by the way, this is every time the bones are disturbed. So if there's just like an earthquake in Venice, someone's got to die.
I mean,
Every time the bones shuffle around.
That's okay. Every time there's an earthquake in Venice, someone dies. My first thought isn't because Santa's bones rattled a little. It's because there was an earthquake.
No, it's big. They would have been fine, but Santa needed his justice.
Justice
You don't
for
just
Santa.
wake Santa from his slumber.
Justice for Santa.
Now, despite these people really jonesing for Santa's bones, for a long time, St. Nicholas was kind of an afterthought saint. He wasn't. There are cults of different saints, and for a long, long time, from his death until around this time, he was not, like, he was a minor saint. Like, now he's like a top 5 saint. He's a very minor saint at this point. What really got people into St. Nicholas, what really made Santa Claus popular was the Crusades.
Okay.
Which one?
The first.
Oh, I thought this was going to be like a 10th crusade.
No. So,
Because we know how number 4 went.
right.
That was fun.
Which there is a little bit, I don't know if it's in here, but that did come up slightly. But anyway, your kid celebrating Old St. Nick is because Christians were getting ready to slaughter heretical Muslims. Though, to be fair, the Crusaders were basically just trying to take back the Holy Land. Like, it was two colonial powers. You know what I mean? Neither of them owned fucking Palestine.
Where?
The Crusades? Palestine?
What's that? Never seen that on a map.
Israel. Whatever you want to call it.
I'm just kidding, guys.
You should feel bad for the Jews who live there, though, because they got the short end of the stick anytime it changed hands.
It's like, okay, great.
Yeah.
New dad.
But don't worry if you're a little upset about this. The Muslims did get their revenge.
9/11.
They striked back.
A relic of St. Nicholas resting at the St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church was destroyed in a Muslim attack on New York.
2001.
Yep.
Yeah,
Or-
some, of
or
St.
90
some of St. Nicholas's bones were destroyed in 9/11.
Wait, really?
Yes, really.
Oh, no. I was just kidding.
I was waiting for the first attack. Was it 93?
No, yeah. 93 was the first one, yeah.
Yeah. A 2001 called.
Yep.
A second plane has hit the towers.
So yeah, no, this is a true story potentially. It is true that what they think were St. Nicholas's bones were destroyed in 9/11.
So many things got fucked up.
Helen
9/11.
Keller's pretty much whole archive.
Yeah.
St. Nick's relics. We need to just do an entire. When we do the 9/11 episode, it should be everything that was destroyed in 9/11.
It's just hilarious that some cadaver dog at one point smelled St. Nicholas in like late September 2001. Some cadaver dog sniffed Santa's bones in the wreckage of 9/11.
Oh, my God. I just, like, in my head, imagine a conquistador, like, jumping out of the woodwork and be like, does it? You know, and just, like, getting the bones and, like, taking them somewhere else. But that's just fun for me.
Yep. So usually Crusaders like to pick warrior saints to rep them, real badasses. But while Norman and Frankish Crusaders were mustering in Bari, Italy to get ready to reclaim the Holy Land, they needed a saint to basically adopt as their mascot. And A, St. Nick's body was there, and B, St. Nick was known for aiding travelers and helping seafaring travel, so they adopted him. And this spread the popularity of the cult of St. Nicholas throughout Western Europe. And
I'm sure the horse part was also pretty big for the Crusaders, too.
Where was it?
They didn't plunder?
Making less whores?
Mistranslation. They were like, sick.
They all actually fucked Santa,
Yeah.
is what happened. Santa was like, I got gold coins for you.
The real St. Nick bone.
St. Nick fucked.
Well,
He grew up a rich kid in one of the richest parts of the empire.
yeah,
Yeah.
he fucked.
He fucked.
He was coming down someone's chimney.
Yep.
He's trying to keep those 3 girls to himself.
Yeah, I agree. He didn't want them on the street.
That wasn't a gift. That was a rate.
He was setting the market.
We're
He was pricing
exclusive.
everyone else out.
Yeah.
Smart man.
He didn't have any envelopes.
So Santa's bones were a hot commodity. Pretty soon, Santa's body was getting scattered all over Europe. The Norman knight, William Pandulf, took a tooth and a couple bone fragments back to Normandy, France. And by the way, when I say bone fragments, a lot of times what that means is they'll just go up to the skeleton and just chip away a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
In 1101, St. Nicholas allegedly appeared to a French clerk and told him to take one of his bones back home with him. The clerk did, and now the town that clerk was from is named St. Nicholas de Port.
Come back. Who the fuck? What? Dude, take some of my body.
Yeah, he showed up and he was like, take my bones back to your city. Why?
Sounds like a great excuse to just take some bones.
Just do it.
He
Yeah.
told me to.
Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
I gotta go. Santa's bones are all over the world, including several spots in the United States, not just the 9/11 spot.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere under the Freedom Tower. Santa's bones lie. And I can't wait to tell my child that.
I actually have a piece of his ankle.
Nice.
Yeah,
Got an ankle bone?
yeah, it's back
Just
home.
A little bit chipped off?
Santa's Bones is the Christmas album of Ladder of Bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Duh.
Or something about raiding Santa's tomb.
Santa's Bone Raid.
Yeah. Santa's bone raid.
Yeah.
The curse of Santa Claus.
Santa's bones all over the world, including the United States, unless that is the new tomb has the real St. Nicholas laying inside of it. And that might be the case.
Oh, they got the wrong tomb the whole time?
Yet Turkish officials believe that the wrong tomb may have been pillaged. And instead, they just grabbed some random dead priest bones, which are now resting all over the world.
Poor guy.
Shit, I got like Monk Francis's.
Literally. And the reason they think that is because this tomb they found under the church, which was built on top of the old church, is totally sealed off. Like the way it was built over and everything, completely sealed off, and then like mosaics were built on top of it, so nobody fucks with it. But they were doing routine, sort of not excavation. What do you call it? Routine, just
restoration.
No, not even that. Just making sure everything's up to code.
Oh, gotcha.
And then they were found.
They found a secret room.
Essentially, yeah. Like in your Patreon episode.
Yeah.
And they were like, what the fuck is this? So they're currently in the process of, because there's really intricate mosaics, they're in the process of like slowly pulling up the mosaics and keeping them intact. And then they're going to eventually get down there and see if there's a whole ass Santa Claus skeleton.
Dude, the amount that this actually happens with like historical restoration of ancient sites is pretty
anywhere
insane.
Except America, basically.
Yeah, like the Medici episode, I was watching like this whole documentary about them, and like the whole thing was about like, yeah, we just never had a reason to pull the floor up, but their bodies are here
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's always.
Yeah, if you want to know if you're walking on bodies, if you're in any church in Europe, the answer is yes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It is just catacomb after catacomb, just nothing but bones.
It kind of gives them, I know a lot of people question, I see a lot of these TikToks going around being like, how did they build all these giant cathedrals in like 1100? It's because they had supernatural powers.
Yeah.
Because of these saints and their bones.
You don't want to do Ladder of Bones, 8th album, Foundation of Bones.
That one's a little too prog.
I don't like this bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this has gone on long enough. I want to kill this bone bit.
Let's kill it.
All right.
It's dead.
Dead.
That's fine.
Dead as bones.
But St. Nicholas did not just get popular because the Crusaders said he was cool. Santa has a great story and some very interesting miracles. Obviously, we've already talked about the prostitute stuff and his general origin story of putting gold coins in shoes and blah, 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 blah.
He was like the tooth fairy.
But essentially, yeah. Except his teeth are being scattered across the world for some reason.
Talk about the most horrifying child's thing. Oh, tooth fairy's coming. You reach under your bed.
Just Santa's old tooth.
His teeth.
It's a rotten fucking tooth.
Yeah, imagine if it was the other way around. You leave $1 under your pillow. Tooth back.
This fucking whose tooth is this? I love fucking with kids.
That would actually be funny. Oh man, I might do this to my kid. Whereas like what you do is like they put their child tooth under, and then you put an adult tooth that is the same. You know, like
And
with
you
the
gotta
molar.
plant. You gotta plant it in the ground.
Yeah, it's like, sweetie, you got to put that in your
It
mouth
grows
now.
back.
It's your adult tooth jamming in there.
Yeah, get it in there. Here's your little ball peen hammer, and yeah, you're just gonna have to get it in there.
Yeah, it's
We've all done it.
got to do it 32 times throughout your life.
Anyway, I'm doing that to my kid for sure. So let's get into a little bit of all the stuff you didn't know Santa did.
All right.
All the stuff all his miracles you didn't hear about, all that stuff. So when St. Nicholas was a young boy in the Roman Empire, he allegedly walked up to an old woman with a gross dead hand, just like a withered hand. And he walked up to her, laid his hand on her, and they prayed, and he made the sign of the cross, and suddenly her hand wasn't gross anymore. He did that as a boy.
Wow.
Hooray.
Good for him.
This one's a better one though. I like this. I like this miracle a lot. My favorite one because I have a child. On the day St. Nicholas was consecrated as a bishop, just the day he became a bishop, wasn't even a saint yet or anything like that. A woman at the time was giving her little baby a bath, and back then, what you would do is you'd put your baby in a metal tub full of water over a fire to keep the water warm, and
Fucking boil the kid.
the town's church bells started ringing. And the woman was like, oh, better go see what that is, and just forgot that her baby was in the bath, that she was literally bathing. And was like, I got to go. Stuff's happening. So she went out to the town square,
You wait here.
left the baby there, just forgot about the baby immediately.
Yeah.
Watched Nicholas become a bishop, be consecrated, and however long that took in the giant crowd. And then after that was over, she went back to her house, and then still forgetting that she had left the baby in a boiling pot, essentially. And she got back, and her fucking home was on fire. And she ran in, assuming she'd find the baby dead, but the baby was happily playing in the tub while the rest of the home burned around him. She pulled him out, and she was like, "Oh, St. Nicholas and God saved my baby."
Oh, you got a little hot tub action.
Yeah.
Kind of. You're just relaxing.
Get some bubbles.
It's like going to a geyser or like a
Hot spring.
hot spring.
Yeah. Don't go in a geyser. They'll kill you.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like it's like once every couple of years, someone tries to jump into Old Faithful or falls around it and their
Oh.
skin melts.
No, you just get shot up, right?
No, yeah, guys, what you're thinking of, though, and I actually covered this on TFM back in the day. There was this dude, oh my God, it's so fucked. It's like one of the most fucked things I've ever read. This guy was on, he deserved it, but he was on, like, he just graduated college,
Yeah.
and he was taking, like, a trip across the country, a little, like, Rumspringa, find myself trip or whatever, and they were in Yosemite, and, or Yellowstone or something. Old Faithful's in Yellowstone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, they were in Yellowstone, and they went to he like went off the trail to go like get in a hot spring or something like that.
Oh, and he got in the really hot one.
He got in the really acidic one.
Yeah, the one that literally just melts you into a puddle.
And it was like not quite water. He couldn't get out, and like there was no body.
Yeah.
He melted. He became liquefied.
Yeah, don't just get into unmarked bodies of water that look hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really bad idea.
Yeah, there are literal signs that say do not go off the path.
Yeah.
Do not get into this. And he was like, "Yeah, man, living life."
Fucking
Dissolved.
Send it.
Fucking literally dissolved.
That probably didn't hurt that bad.
Didn't it?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, it probably was terrible.
So, yeah, she got back. The baby was fine. Another time, the villagers of a nearby town, Placoma, in Turkey, Asia Minor, whatever, they asked Nicholas, they were like, "Hey, we got this tree just full of demons. The cypress tree, demons just living in it like termites." So St. Nicholas was like, "All right." And he grabbed an axe and took a swing at the tree, and all the demons were like, "Oh, fuck," and they ran away. Like he St. Patrick to the demons with his axe.
Okay.
Didn't even have to cut the tree down.
You just scared all the cookie elves out?
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
So you just fucked up the Keebler elves'
Scared all
house.
the Keebler elves out of the cypress tree, and they ran
That's
away.
how he found the elves to make his toys. It all makes sense.
Oh, they're slaves.
Yeah.
That's how he got his elf
He
slave.
used the grimoire, cast the spell to get the fucking elves out of the tree, and now they make toys for children.
Yeah.
That all checks.
Shit, we actually just figured out how Santa got elves.
Yeah.
Like,
Sounds like that.
100%. The spirit of St. Nicholas also once UFO'd a boy captured by pirates on his feast day back home to his home on the feast day a year later after he was dead. So he was kidnapped by pirates on St. Nicholas's feast day. Then a year later, he was like, "Oh, I've been gone for a year. It's St. Nicholas Day, isn't it? I'm sad." And the pirate was like, the pirate was like, "Why are you sad, boy?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm never gonna. I've been gone for a year. This was the day I was kidnapped. I haven't seen my home for a year." And the pirate was like, "And you'll never see it again." Literally, this is what happened. And the boy was like, "No." And then St. Nicholas was just beam of lighted him up, and then dropped him back at home.
So another Catholic fucking figure abducts a child. That's classic.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Yeah.
Certainly the optics aren't great. I mean, obviously, all's well that ends well, but the optics are not what you want.
Well, let's hold the phone there, buddy. Let's hear both sides. As a man of Jewish faith as well, you know who our big star of the religion kidnapped his own son and was about to sacrifice him for God?
Talking about Abraham?
Talking about Abe.
It's true.
Yeah. Well,
About to put a stone dagger into maybe a Bronze Day. It was a Bronze Age. No, was it the Bronze? Yeah, no, it wasn't even the Bronze Age.
I guess it wasn't.
Maybe it was early Bronze Age.
Might have been. I'm not sure. There's a bull at one point, but that was later. Yeah, Abraham, though, is kind of the father of like 3 religions, not just one.
We don't really
But you're
recognize
the
him.
oldest child,
Yeah,
so we blame you.
we're the middle child. We don't like our dad.
Yeah.
We're just the assholes, to be honest.
Yeah.
And the youngest child is
Doing a lot for attention right now.
yeah.
We get it. You're different.
Oh my God, that's wonderful.
That's just ready for the Foswell whenever.
This is actually my favorite one. So one day there was a famine, and 3 kids went up to this butcher, and they had gotten lost, and they were like, "It's too late to go home. The sun's going down. We're hungry. We're tired. We're lost. Can we please sleep tonight and just have a little bit of food? Is that okay?" And the butcher was like, "Oh yes, do come in." And they entered, and the butcher immediately took out a sharp knife and murdered them and cut them up and put them in a barrel full of pickling stuff. They put them in a pickling tub.
Okay.
All right, he's going to make ham. He wanted to turn them into ham and essentially pass them off as ham because, there was a famine and he didn't have enough meat. So a knock comes on the door later, and the Bishop St. Nicholas appears saying... And he said to the butcher, he was like, "Open your large salting tub."
Okay.
And the saint put his hands on the tub, opened it up, found a bunch of cut up children, chopped up children, pickling at this point, I guess.
Fuck.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
All right,
And
it's pretty metal.
is that why there's a whole Christmas pickle ornament? Is this not back to that?
That's a Veggie Tale thing, but no.
Oh, okay.
I think it's probably a veggie.
Okay.
But maybe the veggie tail is,
Yeah.
is that a pickle or a cucumber? It becomes a pickle.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Everything in life
Yeah,
gets pickled
so how
eventually.
did Santa fix this pickle?
So what Santa did to get out of these kids out of their pickle,
Well, they were cut to pieces. There was no saving
Yeah.
them.
he put his hand on the tub and he said to God, he appealed to God and then said, "Rise up, children." And he made the sign of the cross, and the children reassembled and awoke.
Is this canon? Is this canon?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Fucking hey. What?
And then did they murder the fucking butcher or?
I don't know what happened to the butcher, to be quite honest. Maybe he just got turned over to authorities. But this is what made...
By a ghost?
No, he was... No.
This was while he
This
was
is while he
alive.
was alive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're dipping back and forth between miracles before and
This
after.
is non-ontological.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Got you. But either way, a bishop comes to your door, reassembles chopped up kids.
I also like that the bishop was immediately like St. Nick was like, "You got kids in here, don't you?" Like he opens the door and like, "It's all ham in here, all ham in the pickling tubs. Ham from pigs."
That's why I don't fuck with ham, man. You never know.
You
Could be
never know.
kids.
I don't like ham.
It's not great. Sometimes.
I love pig products, except ham.
Should we just run up to a mall Santa with like a fake chopped up, like a bunch of pieces of ham, be like, "My baby, please put it back together."
Then he does it, and it's just a pig.
That's still impressive.
All right.
Now we have live pig
Touche.
Yeah.
to re-slaughter.
So anyway, if you want to fuck with a mall Santa, dismember your child.
You can't do shit, bro. Got him.
You ain't the real Saint Nick. That's how Saint Nicholas became the patron saint and protector of children. By the way, saving these 3 kids from being.
They still had to go through it.
I know, right?
Imagine waking up from that.
He didn't protect them.
No.
He saved them, certainly.
Reassembling can't be a pleasant experience
It's
either.
just like, well,
It's like, I'm already dead.
They rose from the dead in pieces.
I smell like shit.
they still smelled like pickle, right?
They're just zombies.
Yeah. It's not great. This is another good one. A man desperately wanted a son. This is after St. Nicholas was dead and a saint. So he prayed to St. Nicholas, saying that if he was given a son, he would take the boy to church, a church dedicated to St. Nicholas, and give St. Nicholas a golden chalice. So the man became blessed with a son eventually, and when the boy was old enough, the man had a beautiful golden chalice made in order to fulfill his promise. But the chalice, it turns out, was too dope. It was too sick.
It's too good.
It's too good. And the man was like, this is way too badass to leave at a church.
Yeah.
So he had a second shittier chalice made.
Right.
And was like, I'm gonna
gold
keep,
plated, not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to keep the
Makes
first.
your hands green
Yeah.
when you pick it up, you know?
He was like, I'm going to keep the first chalice. But he loved the first chalice so much that he just like traveled with it, drink wine out of it and shit like that. So on their journey to the church, because he was still going to do it just with the second shittier chalice, on their journey to the church dedicated to St. Nicholas, his son, while holding his dad's prize chalice, fell overboard and was lost to the sea.
God damn.
But like they're on the way. He hasn't even made the decision yet to which chalice he's going to leave.
He sees when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good.
Like I guess if you.
Santa is pre-crime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you premeditate,
Santa's like, you know those little things in Minority Report floating around in
Yeah,
the tubs?
that's Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So the man is obviously distraught. His son has just fucking died horribly. But he's like, well, I made a promise, and I'm already on the way, so I'm going to do it. So the man gets to the church, completes his journey to the church, and he places the second chalice, the shittier chalice, on the altar. And it's like, well, my son's dead, but a promise is a promise. Here you go, St. Nick. So he puts the chalice on the altar, and the altar, by some invisible force, is thrown off. Or the chalice is thrown off the altar by some invisible force. And the man's like, that's weird. Must have been a gust of wind. So he picks it up, puts it back on the altar. Again, just thrown off by some invisible force. Tries a couple more times, same situation. Everyone in the church is like, what the fuck's going on? Finally, his son walks in with the first chalice. And he told his dad that he sank to the bottom of the ocean, but down there, St. Nicholas kept him safe.
he's Aquaman. Like what?
Well, he is the patron saint of seafaring, right? And sea travel. So it actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So he's not Aquaman.
Yeah, sea travel, not.
Bottom of the drowning.
He's not SpongeBob.
Maybe he had St. Blaise come down with some candles and be like, don't let him choke on the water. St. Blaise just holding candles to him. And St. Nick's, I don't know, building a boat.
Whatever.
Hey, man, why are you... This is your religion, bro.
I'm just pointing out some holes.
It sounds airtight to me, to be quite honest, much like the bubble St. Nicholas put around this boy.
Video game logic. He's finding the air bubbles in the water.
He's just sandy cheeks. He
Yeah.
has his own little dome.
Yeah, like literally. So they put both chalices on the altar, and this time they stayed, and St. Nicholas was appeased, which seems like petty as fuck from Santa.
You don't give Santa a bad gift.
Right.
Yeah.
Like imagine what happens if
So wait, again, he was making the chalice for what purpose again?
he just promised him a chalice.
If he had a son.
Oh, he got the son.
Right.
He's reneging on the
Oh, okay.
chalice.
All
Yeah.
right, I'm a little bit. If say he just was like, I'm gonna make this chalice for Santa, like no strings attached.
Yeah, there was
and then switches it. That would seem
It would
petty.
be different.
yeah, but there's a giant string attached.
Yeah.
So imagine
Gave
if-
him a son.
He did.
So yeah, you can't go back on your word.
Here's my challenge to our listeners. I would like you to tell your child, if they haven't seen Santa already, to go to Santa and say, Santa, if you bring me this, I'll leave you chocolate chip cookies. And then I want you to make chocolate chip cookies so good that your son eats or daughter eats them all. And then you have to leave Santa just like an Oreo. And just see what happens.
What will happen?
I don't know, but I want to find out.
Okay, fair enough.
He
So it's
leaves
like-
a tooth.
Here's a tooth. Here's a molar.
This is a stocking full of teeth.
This is a fucking nightmare.
That
God.
is a fucking nightmare.
Teeth not in mouths are scary. Like they should only
Oh,
be
yeah.
in mouths.
Oh, yeah.
Except shark teeth,
Shark teeth can be on your
because then
neck.
they can be on your neck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Like Turk Wendell, that Mets pitcher who had a shark tooth necklace that he wore for every game.
I feel like
I
that's
wanna-
dangerous.
I want a puka shell necklace, but only shark teeth.
That's just a shark tooth thing.
What do you mean you want? You could probably get that tomorrow.
No, there's only shark tooth necklace is usually only one shark.
It's usually
tooth.
just one shark tooth.
Oh yeah, you want the full.
The whole thing has to be shark teeth.
Yeah, I feel like you could figure out a way to get that done pretty
Sure,
easily.
you could.
Probably when I'm in Hawaii. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ugh,
I'll look into it.
I'm jealous. Mele Kalikimaka. St. Nicholas, by the way, this is an interesting potential historical fact about St. Nicholas. He attended the Council of Nicaea. Do you remember what that is?
Yes.
Do you really?
Yes.
Okay. That's where the Nicene Creed. Essentially, this is
Of course. Yeah.
yeah. This is essentially the Catholic Church's equivalent of like the Constitutional Convention. This is where they figured out all their beliefs because at this point it was still a little disorganized.
Right.
So there were two particular factions. The Trinitarians, who believed in the Holy Trinity. As we know it, they're the ones that won out. There's a Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. They've always existed, blah, blah, blah. And then there's the Arians, who thought Jesus was separate from and beneath God.
You also gotta rebrand that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to be fair, they were named after Arius, who was like a priest or a bishop or something.
Yeah.
However, St. Nicholas was a Trinitarian. And St. Nicholas was pissed off at some Arian who was really fucking going hard for the Arian beliefs. So St. Nicholas slapped the heretic across the face in the middle of this constitutional meeting. And the Emperor Constantine had St. Nicholas, Santa Claus, put in jail for this. And while Santa was in jail, Christ and the Virgin Mary appeared to him in his cell, and they were like, "What are you doing here, buddy? Why are you here?"
Oh, I was gonna say when he was in prison, a bunch more Arians came to him,
Not good.
and they're like, "Hey, man, you better tat up, or
Who you ride with?
You can take this needle, or you can take this.
the shank."
It's up to you, baby. So Christ and the Virgin Mary appeared, and they're like, "Why are you here? Why'd they imprison you?" And Santa was like, "For loving you too much."
Classic.
And they were like, "Whoa, that's not right," and they freed him immediately.
No one asked how he got out?
I think you just said that, and they were like, "Well, checks out."
Tracks.
Yeah. Also, once while traveling by sea during a raging storm, St. Nicholas, quote unquote, rebuked the storm, and everything stopped immediately, and the ship made it safely.
I
aboard.
rebuke you.
Yeah, I rebuke you.
Stop.
Yeah, he was just like, "Hey, enough! Good Lord!"
Sorry, Santa.
Oh, so now he's just an X-Man.
Yeah,
He's Storm.
Storm.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite things about St. Nicholas. He literally wandered into being a bishop. The church in Myra had recently lost their priest and decided they're like, the next person to walk it through these doors, we're going to name him bishop. And St. Nicholas had just wandered in to pray. And they were like, "You're a bishop."
That's how it would work back then. Yeah.
It sounds about right. He also interrupted the execution of 3 men. And this is in relation to your Patreon episode a little bit. On the day of the festival of St. Nicholas, this is after he was dead, obviously, a child was killed by the devil who was disguised as a pilgrim. And the child offered the what he thought was a pilgrim alms. And the devil was like, and just, I don't know, stabbed him to death or whatever.
Got him.
Yeah. Invoked by the victim's father, who was a devotee to St. Nicholas. Nicholas brought the child back to life, and everyone ended up good to go.
Why is he playing God?
I think God just sent him down to do work.
Saint Nick and God, I feel like butt heads.
Is he the next Satan? He's the next Lucifer?
It seems like he's trying to rise up the ranks.
Yeah.
It's the second
Much
fallen
like
star.
Lucifer. You think that, he's going to be the next morning star, the next fallen angel.
Yeah.
Is that what you think?
Kind of seems like that's the path he's going down.
Okay.
I mean, many argue that Lucifer was the actual enlightened one, and that, God is really the demiurge or devil, right? That's Gnostic Christianity. But
That's a very human understanding of things. They're not thinking fourth dimensionally.
I think they are, actually. They're very much thinking fourth dimensionally in Gnosticism.
Yeah.
They're thinking fifth.
They're thinking materially.
No, the material world is evil in Gnosticism. Everything outside of it is good and pure.
But
I don't know what you're
Lucifer
saying right
wanted
now, but you
material
sound
things.
wrong.
he wanted power.
No, that's how the scriptures reversed. God wanted power. Lucifer wanted to enlighten people and free them from the burdens. That's in Gnosticism.
Okay.
But actually it's not. It's a whole weird thing.
All right.
I'm sure you'll get called out for it.
Yeah, well,
Some
someone,
idiot,
someone will tell
some
us.
wrong will tell me I'm wrong, but
Yeah.
they're wrong.
You're the one that is wrong. That's all I
all made
got.
up.
That's all I got today, though. Those are the things you didn't fucking know about Santa Claus, including that his bones are spread all over the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Some of his bones.
Well, maybe not his bones.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe somebody's other bones. Confused for his bones.
Until further notice,
Misidentified bones.
some of Santa's bones were destroyed in 9/11.
You know what? I'm gonna just take everyone's word for it and be like, we can just tell the people that found the tomb, yeah, those are his bones. You found them.
Yeah.
Don't open it.
Don't
open it.
Santa's tomb.
Don't open it. Who's Hitler today?
Who is Hitler today?
Not Santa.
Not Santa.
No, Santa never killed him.
Santa kind of did some God stuff, though, right? Like
How about the butcher?
I think the pickled children
the
butcher.
boy pickler.
Yeah, him is Hitler.
What
Him
happened
is
to
Hitler.
him? Just gets off?
Yeah, him.
Well, he didn't.
So Saint Nick is the patron saint of anti-cannibalism.
Yeah. I mean, look, Saint Nick. Maybe he
Hates
stigmatized sex
small
work
business, I guess.
and small business. So yeah, so far this episode, Saint Nicholas has been anti-small business,
He's anti-free market.
anti-sex work.
He's anti-free market
Wait, how?
because he has goods to sell, and he stopped him from doing it.
Oh,
He
true.
procured the goods, and then sex work is work. in
Also,
the
he's
free
a
market.
communist. He's handing out free money to people.
Santa's kind of a commie,
Yeah.
He's not accepting gifts.
but he's also he's also bougie, but he's anti-capitalist.
It kind of goes
Right.
hand in hand.
Somehow a colonialist hero at the same time.
Weird. You know,
He's my hero.
there he goes. Hitler is definitely the boy pickler.
The
Yeah.
boy pickler. Yeah,
And
I mean,
I learned that he could just reassemble children.
yeah.
Did not know Santa could do that. That is a new one for me.
Santa can reassemble your pickled children.
Or even the fucking kid that got offed by the pilgrim demon.
Yeah. No, the devil. It was Satan, apparently.
And he's Aquaman, and he can just save people at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, that boy fell to the bottom of the ocean, and then Saint Nick was just waiting for him.
He's just got a scuba tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
It's like, we got to go slow, though. You might get the bends. What's that? You
Don't worry about it.
won't
Yeah.
understand it. It's nitrogen. Anyway, yeah.
Why am I here? Your dad was kind of an asshole to me.
He
Kinda
promised
lied.
me a really nice cup.
Yeah, which I can't use in any way whatsoever.
It's in your hand. Actually, can you just give me the cup?
He said, West Elm, this is CB2. Come on, man. I'm not.
It made his fucking son march all the way to that church to place that cup down when he could have just taken the cup.
And you got to think they had to plan it, right? So at some point, St. Nicholas was like, okay, so he was going to have it don't go in yet. All right, your dad's going to put his dumb fucking chalice.
So very theatric.
Yeah, your dad's put his dumb chalice on the altar, and I'm going to be invisible, and I'm just going to keep throwing it off. And it's going to fuck with him. And he's gonna be like, what the fuck? And then, all right, so I'll throw it. Let's call it 5 times. I'll throw it off 5 times. No, 7. That's biblical. 7. And then after the 7th time, you walk in and be like, "Hey, Dad, guess what? Got it? Do it, or I have to kill you too."
Yeah. He's a man of performative arts.
Yeah. And he's still dramatic to this day, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sneaking down your chimney, demanding cookies, flying with reindeer.
Coming in your wife.
Only on Saturnalia.
It's fine.
Yeah.
That is such a funny, still to me, such a funny bargain. Hey, if you don't let me fuck your wife, I'm going to break your window.
Break it. Break them all, man.
I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus.
Not my window. God damn it.
Take her.
All right, fuck her.
That's property. It's important.
But that's not Saturnalia. That was yours.
Yeah, that was a
Which
different
was, what
one.
was that?
It was just, I think.
Christmas in the 1880s, 40s?
No. It was
1820s?
No, it was when we first got here. Christmas in late 1600s, 1700s.
Yeah, Saturnalia was the reversal of servant and master kind of situation.
Yeah.
A lot of orgies.
I'm pretty sure yours was early 19th century. It seemed like it was Dickens' era.
It was pretty long.
It probably was.
It was a long going thing.
It's 200 years.
This is a good thing we had going back then.
It's fair.
We all dressed up in dead elk carcasses and banged people's wives.
But we
and broke
kind
their
of
windows.
ran back every holiday. It was the same. Halloween was similar to Christmas. It was just
People run around being fucking lunatics.
people just
They're
wanted to fuck other people's wives.
They're all just semi-purges, really.
It is a semi-purge. Yeah, it's a soft purge.
Yeah.
100%. There was actually an episode, I saw something.
Soft purges make hard men.
Put it on
Hard
a t-shirt.
men make good purges. Good purges.
Just make soft men.
Soft
Soft men
make
make
hard purges.
purges.
All right. With that,
Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
go ahead and follow us on Softcore History, at Softcore History on Instagram, softcorehistory.com for merch, patreon.com/Softcore History for an extra episode every week. This week we did an episode on a haunted Christmas house.
Yes.
It was great.
The one would say that the weather inside was frightful.
And the fire was terrifying.
Delightful.
Yeah.
So make sure, check that out. $5 a month or $54 for the year. You want to save $6. Or if you want to be a real one, $100 a month. Because you got it like that.
If you're cool like that.
Yeah. Either way, thanks for tuning in. Rob, sign us off.
For Dan Regesser and Jake Goldman.
You just got soft served.